This video is sponsored by sellcashier.com. Sellcashier compares iPhone prices on the internet and then gives you a quick quote and the most cash for a used iPhone. It's simple, fast, and secure. Get a quote, ship your iPhone, and get paid. What's up everybody, Josh here, and this is a video about the best cases you can get for the iPhone X. There's a bunch of different options here, so I'm going to start with the one that I've been using the most. This one's made by Bane. It's called B-E-N-N-U-O. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but it's become my favorite case to use just because of the minimalistic kind of aspect about it. It's one of those snap-on type style cases, but it's leather. I really appreciate materials like leather, cloth, just different things other than plastic. I'm kind of just over plastic at this point, even though I got some of those lined up here. But yeah, this is one of those wallet style cases. I don't typically actually carry like cards in here, but if I want to, it's got the availability to have two different card slots here, so you could fit probably 2 cards, 3 cards max, so you could fit your identification and maybe like a debit card or a credit card, and you pretty much got the essentials of what you need. As far as like protection goes, you're going to have a little bit of a raised lip right here above the screen. I do have a tempered glass screen protector installed on this iPhone. You've got full access to your buttons and to your ports. Like I said, it's a minimal case, but it's protective enough. It's going to protect you against some bumps and scrapes. Now, if you drop this, it might be a little bit risky. The other case that I've been using a lot is this one made by Incipio. This is the Incipio case, and it's got this cloth finish to it. Again, I really like materials that have stuff like this, whether it's leather, cloth, things like that. It just has a such better feel to it than plastic. So this one, the only gripe I have about it, other than taking a screenshot by accident, is that it's really hard to remove. So once you get this case installed, I wouldn't plan on removing it anytime soon. But as I mentioned, it's got an awesome texture and feel. The buttons are nice and tactile, and that's something I really like about cases. It's got to feel like really nice and clicky. You got nice access to your silencer. And so, I mean, it's just a good overall case. It's got great protection. It's a very protective case, along with being a great looking case too. So it's a great option to get. And if you are gonna uninstall this, I would just start at the corners and peel it off like that. That seemed to work the best for me. This next one is also made by Incipio, and it's called the Octane case. So it's got a little bit of a see-through kind of style to it, and it's got that smoke kind of color. So what's cool about this case is that you can still kind of see the design on the inside. I've got the white iPhone, well, it's silver, but it's definitely a white color on the back. What's cool about this case is it's got this nice ridges on the side, so it's going to help with gripping the phone. It will lessen the chances of dropping the phone, which is very important since this phone is worth $1,000. And the buttons feel nice and tactile, especially the volume rocker. It feels better than the power, actually. Another one from Incipio, and this is their clear case. So if you really like the design of the iPhone X, this is the case that you want to get. My only gripe with these clear cases is that they end up being kind of like fingerprint magnets. And again, it's got that plastic feel. So it's just like the naked device feels really good in hand because it's got that glass texture and all that. So maybe if they would come up with a glass feeling, like tempered glass kind of feel on the back or something like that, it would maybe win me over more. But I just prefer not to have that grimy feeling. And that's what these cases tend to kind of do at times. All of these Incipio cases are very protective. They've got full coverage on all the edges. It's also raised above the screen, so that way if you want to put it on the face, it's going to have that kind of protection. This one does help with the looks of it because it shows the entire design of the iPhone. I mean, you can see the chrome accents on the outside. You got the white. Ugh, that does look good. I will say that I like that a lot. And the white's going to help cover up fingerprints a lot more. If you had the black, you would see the fingerprints very easily. Next up, we got UAG, and UAG is one of my favorite case companies to promote because I just like the design. It's just really cool looking to me. So this is orange. I haven't got orange in quite a while. I normally get the white one in this style, but this looks really cool. So some of the great stuff about UAG is that you got really good corner protection. It's just a very protective device. And it's got very tactile buttons every time. I love how they design these cases. It's just a fail-proof case that you can get. This is a color that I love to get for any time that I can get a chance to because it's like that Android green, even though I do have an iPhone here. It's just a very cool color to me. The white looks really cool with this. I mean, that looks really nice to me. I like that a lot. The green looks, it's probably one of my favorite colors to get out of the UAG collections. And again, I mean, you got great grip on the sides, you got these ridges. If you're interested in selling your old iPhone so that we can upgrade to the newest one, check out SellCashier.com. SellCashier purchases iPhones from all major US carriers and currently only operates in the United States. It's simple, fast, and secure. Get a quote, ship your phone, get paid. The bumps on the back here, when you're just holding the device like on the sides and on the back and all that kind of stuff, you got really good just grip to it, whether it's on the sides or if you're holding it, it just feels good. You know that you're not going to drop the phone because it's got great grip. The last one from Veggie is a pretty cool one. Now, this is like one of those cases that I like to get because it's got this wallet on the backhand side. I like wallet cases on the back. I don't like the flip cover kind. I just like to have the access to the phone here on the front, but this will hold a few cards. I mean, look how deep that is. That's going to hold about 3 cards, maybe 4 cards max. I mean, you could put cash in here if you want to. You could put a key in there. It's just a really nice compartment to have. This case is very practical for travel. And the reason why I say that is because you can carry all your important stuff, your phone and your cards, cash, whatever, in just to one device, one little thing here. When you're going in and out of an airport, when you got empty out pockets for security and all those kind of reasons, it's a good case to have. And again, it's a very protective case. It's pretty much just like the other ones that you just saw. It's just got a little thicker kind of design to it because you can hold a bunch of stuff into that compartment. I mean, buttons feel great. You still got access to your silencer. Really cool case. Next up, we've got Lumion, and this is a case company that recently changed names that used to be known as VRS Design, but nothing has changed as far as quality and the offerings that they have. They've got some really nice options, and what I like about what they have is that they got protective cases, but they're pretty slim. They don't add a lot of bulk. This is a perfect example of one of those. You can see it doesn't add much bulk to it at all. You still get full coverage around the edges. It's raised above the screen just ever so slightly. It's actually kind of flush with the tempered glass screen protector, but that's just fine for me. If you're looking for a minimal case that's gonna be pretty protective, this is a great one to go for. As a matter of fact, it's pretty much 2 different pieces. You got this frame, and then you got this other plastic material that covers it. Now, if you do like the flip cover style, this is a wallet style case that you can get. And you got more compartments, so you might be able to fit more. You got 3 slots there, then you got this billfold here as well. It's a nice protective case at the same time, even though it's a wallet style, and it's got a nice clasp to it, so you're just not gonna flip open or just come loose or anything like that. You've got an earpiece here, so that way you can actually have a phone call with the case closed. That's a pretty cool option. It doesn't have like a wake feature or anything like that. That would be pretty cool to have, but the iPhone has that raise to wake kind of thing that you can get going. Now, as far as protection goes and functionality, you've got full access to the button here. There's no cover, so you can access the power button. If you need to adjust the volume while you're on the phone call with the case covered, you can kind of just feel for the buttons and it still works that way. Or, just flip it open like that, and that's how you can just use the phone. Now, the thing I would say that I don't care too much about, the reason why I don't like flip cover cases is because if you're using the camera a lot, you're gonna have to either move it all the way out of the way or kind of like move it, I don't know, you have to just kind of maneuver a lot differently. The better way is just to have it kind of flying open like this. That's my biggest gripe about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind using a flip cover as much, but I like to use the camera. Yeah, it's just me. If you like this kind of style case, it's definitely one of the best ones to get as far as this style go. Design-wise, I mean, it looks really sweet. It's got a 2-tone brown look to it. I like brown leather versus black leather. That's just my preference, but there's definitely some other kind of color options that you can get too. This is another clear case option that you can get, and it's going to help keep that design of the iPhone for the most part. What I did like about that Incipio one is that it didn't have a frame that covers the design of the iPhone, but this one does. It doesn't take away from the design too much. It kind of adds a different kind of look to it, but you get to see the whole back. You can press the buttons just fine with all of them. I like it a lot. And you got full access to your silencer just fine. So everything's nice and functional, but you got that clear back. And again, if you have the black iPhone, you might see fingerprints a little easier. And just to point out that this has, like the other case that I just showed you, it's got like this frame that goes around the main case itself. So you got that dual layer protection in a sense. This last case from Lumion is another wallet style case, and it's the kind of style that I like because it has the wallet options on the back. This one just functions a little differently because it slides open versus like a door kind of hatch. Probably only going to get 2 cards max with this case. And the buttons are nice and tactile, no complaints there. Gray coverage just like the other cases. Last but not least, we have the Pursuit case made by OtterBox, and this is a new one that they have, and it's pretty cool stuff. So I'm going to show you what it looks like and the function that it has. Got a different little style to it, and I like it because you can have a screen protector on it and still have this really awesome protection. So it just snaps back into place. You just kind of follow the edge around, and you're going to have more protection than you could ask for, because the iPhone is already water resistant. You can put it in water, but this is going to help it even more. It's going to help it against dust, dirt, snow, all that kind of stuff. And it's got nice functionality to it. The buttons are nice and tactile, something I really look forward to with this kind of case, because there's so many times where these ultimate protective cases, the buttons are just so hard to press, but this one is not like that at all. It's got a little bit of stiffness, not too much, but it's still nice and tactile. You just got to put a little bit of effort to it. And that's what I like about this thing. I mean, it's just very protected at this point. You've got protection against the elements. You've also got protection against drops, spills, bumps, scrapes, and all that kind of stuff. And as I mentioned, I have a tempered glass screen protector installed, and I'm still able to use this case. So it's a great combination, very good protection all the way around the device. Just a couple other things to point out is that you got a flap here so that we can access your charging ports. And it's a little bit deeper inside of there, so you're going to have a skinny cord. Make sure you got the stock one that comes with the iPhone. Now you don't have to worry about a headphone jack because there is a headphone jack. You do have cutouts for your microphones and things like that. So really cool case. I like this thing a lot, and it's a nice new option from OtterBox. All right, that is a ton of cases that I just went over. Let me know which one is your favorite, which one you think is the best case out there. Let me know the reasons why. It's kind of hard to decide which is the best because there's just different options and different functions. I would say the most protective goes towards the OtterBox Pursuit. My favorite is that leather one, and just because it's very minimal. Then you got the Incipio case here that's got the cloth finish. So between all those, I would say my top 3 would be the Bane, the Incipio, and then the OtterBox. I think those are the top 3 cases out of this bunch. Not saying that the other ones are any worse or anything like that, just my preference goes towards those guys. Let me know which ones you think are the best, and I appreciate you guys watching. If you're interested in getting any of these cases, I got a link down below in this video description. Make sure you check it out. It's just a full list of all this stuff. Hit that subscribe button if you've not subscribed to the channel. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos when they do come out. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that you guys have a great day.